Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial on submitting algorithm Docker container images for the HNTS-MRG 2024 challenge on the Grand Challenge website. My name is Kareem and I'll be walking you through this process step by step. I'm here on the main page of the HNTS-MRG Grand Challenge site. I'll quickly note that since I'm a challenge admin and I'm recording this before we open the submission phases, some of my options may look slightly different than yours, but it should be for the most part the same. Okay, so first step, we're going to create a new algorithm entry. To begin a submission, navigate to the top of the web page and click Submit. This will take you to a menu where you can select which phase you want to submit to. So to create an actual new algorithm for a phase, you'll go down to the bottom, and then there's this thing called, or on this page, kind of hyperlinked here at the bottom, is kind of hidden. So you'll click that. And you'll be prompted if you want to create a new algorithm for that particular phase and task. So I already have a couple here. I made 2 out of 3, so I'm just going to make a new one at the bottom. Yes, I want to create a new algorithm, so I'll click that. And it's going to ask for a title, description, if you want default GPU support, and the memory requirement. So I'll just set it to 8. I'm using the example we had for task 1. So example task 1, just to show. Okay. And I'll just take off GPU support since I don't actually need it for this. And I'll click save. And so now we've made our new algorithm here, example from task 1. I'm going to click the upload a container button to actually upload our zip file. And this takes us to this menu where we are going to specify if we want GPU support, how much memory, and the actual upload section here. So I'll go back to, from the previous tutorial, we made this example algorithm, task 1, pre-RT segmentation, this zip file here. So I'll go ahead and drag that in here. And this is going to take a bit of time, depending on the size of your zip file. So the one that we have here was about 3.5 gigabytes. So I'll fast forward a bit and then we'll resume from here. So we fast forwarded uploading and that's just about finished. I also added a comment here. And again, it's telling you that up here at the, the container image has to read from this path and write to this path. But we talked about that in the Docker tutorial. Okay, so finishing the upload now at 100%. Okay, the file is now uploaded. It's been assigned this unique identifier. We can now click save. And so now it's going to be doing validation of this container image that we've uploaded. So it's basically performing a series of checks to ensure that the container was imported properly and can be used without issues. So things like, is it outputting the correct labels and stuff like that. So this can take several minutes. You can refresh the page to check the status, see the import status has started. And so this will take a couple minutes. So I'll fast forward a bit again and come back here when this is done. Okay, so we fast forwarded about 10 minutes and everything was checked and is valid. So you'll see that if your container image was uploaded without issues, it'll say import status completed here in green. And yeah, the image is valid, image can be used, and in my case, doesn't require GPU. So if we actually go back to the algorithm home screen here to containers, you'll see this container was import complete and is active, so you can use it now. And you can always upload a new container, and it'll keep track of all your previous uploads, and it'll just make the most recent one the active container if everything was checked and correct. But you can also manually set that to be whichever upload you want. And whenever you're uploading your container image, you don't have to stay on that screen. You can always navigate back here to this home page and see how the upload is going. Click this information icon. It'll tell you all that information. There's also the option to link a GitHub repo to upload a container instead of going through the zipping process. We don't provide instructions here, but the Grand Challenge has some instructions if you want to do that. And yeah, okay. So everything's good to go here. We'll move on to the next section, which is optional but highly encouraged, which is viewing algorithm results on some example data. So yeah, once this is your containers imported and active, you can try out your algorithm on some sample data. So you click this button here, try out algorithm, and it'll take you to this menu where it's going to ask you what data source you want to use. So you'll probably have to click upload a new image, and this will prompt you to upload a file of an input image. And so in this case, this is task 1 data. We want to upload a pre-RT MRI. So you can use some of the training data that we provided to you. I have an example here. So this is case ID 86, the pre-RT T2 weighted image. So I'll just upload that here. And it'll take a couple seconds to upload. And it notes that you have a certain amount of credits that you can use for these tryout scenarios, but that shouldn't be an issue. If you run into issues, let us know. Okay, so we'll click submit. And it's going to run the algorithm container image. So it created the inputs, imported the images, and it's running the algorithm. This will take a couple seconds to run through. It should actually be very quick because this example algorithm doesn't use GPU support. It literally just creates, two squares, two cubes on this image. So we'll fast forward a bit until we get the results here. And yeah, sometimes it may hang a little bit. You can always, if you don't need to stay on the screen, you can always navigate back to your algorithms page. Oops. You can navigate to your example from task 1, this algorithm page, and then go to results. And you'll see that this is executing right now. So it'll sometimes get to take a little while depending on how the server is. So again, we'll fast forward through this. And so the algorithm finally succeeded here. One of the nice things about the Grand Challenge website, it has this online results viewer, which lets you visualize your generated segmentations in like a GUI format. So we're already in the results section here, and we can click on this eyeball, this eyeball icon here that under viewer, and that will take us to the online results viewer. Let's give it a couple seconds. And so here's the output that we generated on the image that we uploaded, this example image from the training set. And should be what you expect. If it's not, just double check your code if something looks off here. But yeah, so you have this little online viewer that you can, overlay your segmentations, your generated segmentations. And then, depending on how many inputs you have. So for task 1, you can only see one image. For task 2, you'll upload 5 inputs, right? So you can toggle between them. Okay, so that's the online results viewer. Okay, so if everything looks good as you expect, you can navigate back to the Submit tab in the Grand Challenge HNTS-MRG webpage. So I'll go back to that. I'll navigate to HNTS-MRG, wherever it is down here. And go back to the Submit tab. And now you should be able to select the algorithm. So I had 2 previous algorithms, but the one that we did right now is called example from task 1. And then you just click save and it'll submit that algorithm to the challenge. It should run automatically. And then depending on which phase you're on, you'll either see the results immediately in the leaderboard for the development phases, or it'll be sent but be hidden until the end of the challenge for the final test phases. So for the development phase only, we're going to be providing algorithm editor job view permissions for participants. And what this means is you're going to be able to view the logs associated with running your algorithm for the development phases. And this saves us from having to manually share the logs for each of those failed or for any failed submissions. So it will help with debugging on your side. So to view the evaluation logs for submission, you'll go to your algorithm. And in this case, I'm just going to go to one of the previous ones that I uploaded because we ran it on the development phase already. So I'll go to this one, debug 1, which is just the same, example Docker container image from before. And And so we can go to results. And so these are just some results I ran on the for the test set, for example, but earlier I ran it on the development set, these two here. So for you, for the development phase, you should be able to view this. And so you should be able to see the details for this for each of these submissions. So each of these rows corresponds to a patient that your algorithm was run on. So you could go here and check your logs and see if there's any errors or any issues. And this will hopefully help with debugging if there's any problems with your code. And so we're only doing this for the development set. We're not doing it for the final test phase.